to Toast on the Coast. This is John Curry with Realty World Curry Properties. I'm with the infamous Karen D'Alberto.
Very good
Did I say it
pronunciation.
right?
You did. I appreciate that.
Do I have to do this when I say it?
I do.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Karen is one of our very special people here. I'm proud to call her my partner because she came to us as a real estate agent how many years ago?
12 years.
12 years.
Almost 13 years, yep.
A dozen years. And Karen and I decided a couple years ago to say, we just wanted to just dive in and say, you know what, we need to just take this commercial real estate to a whole new level. Let's make a separate division. Let's call it Curry Commercial. And Karen's the one that nudged me to say, you know what, I'm gonna run this side of the business. We're gonna be partners, and we're gonna make this thing big, right?
Yeah, we did that 4 years ago, but we were always doing it, right?
Yep.
We were always doing that. And then the cool thing about it is then we birthed Curry Commercial, right?
Right.
And then actually right before COVID, we got through COVID with it.
Yep.
And here we are. And we're still here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we're kicking butt. Yeah. We're actually having a really good quarter. So with that being said, I'm going to ask you a couple personal questions.
Oh boy. All right. I'm already sweating. Let's go.
Are you? Okay. You're going to really be sweating after these questions.
Okay.
No. You have been, what brought you to Brevard?
Oh boy. Okay, here we go. I'll make this quick so we can get to the real good stuff.
Okay.
All right, brought me to Brevard. I played softball in college, and I got recruited to play at FIT by Coach Nancy Bodke, and was supposed to be here for 2 years. Finish my undergrad, move on to the next part of my life. I ended up playing an extra year under a medical register, got my master's, started real estate, bought my first property 2006. That was fun. And here I am, raising my family here.
Awesome.
That was a long time ago.
So you really started as an investor.
Correct.
You had several
in my 20s.
short-term rentals, right? Very successful doing that. And then you sold some of those, bought some new ones, right?
Yeah, that'll thicken your skin.
Yeah. And you originally, you came from Fort Myers,
Yep.
right? So you went West Coast to East Coast. Yeah. Which coast do you like better?
Ooh, I love living here. I love the beaches over there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, don't kick my chair.
That's okay.
But that's just, I'm a Gulf Coast beach girl. I love it.
I understand.
I do. I steal the sand every time I go over there. I bring it back.
We got to get you surfing because there's waves over here. So.
Yeah, that's surfing.
Well, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this thing here. And I want to ask you, what do you dislike most about being in business for yourself as a realtor? Dislike?
I knew that was coming.
It was all rainbows and butterflies.
I knew this one was coming.
Okay.
I don't like the word dislike.
Okay.
Right? Okay. But this industry will make you question yourself a little bit, right? And so it's hard, right? There's parts of it that are very, very hard. I think it's human nature that when things are hard, you tend to maybe dislike those things. So that's how I'm going with this question. I always thought of myself as someone of routine, procedures, regimen, right?
Yep.
You know, you got school, you got the gym, you got this, you're organized, you're scheduled, okay? I started with a corporate job. You walk in, they tell you what to do, you boom, 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 you do it, right? If you do it well, you get to stay, you get paid every couple of weeks. Well, real estate's completely different. There's that word called self-discipline that I love, but I also dislike sometimes because it's something that you absolutely have to do in this industry. Without it, you cannot be successful. Okay. And so I think it's hard also to do it right, do it every day, to have your routines, procedures, regimen like you would if your day was already planned for you. Okay. That's, to me, it's hard. It's on the cusp of a dislike for me.
Okay. So you like the regimented.
I do, and trying to bring that into this industry. If you can do it, you're going to be successful, right? But it's like a daily battle sometimes.
Well, you know my wife. You know Laura.
Yes.
I
love Laura.
She actually quit, though, like several years ago. She's like, I can't do this, right? Yeah. I need to know what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, how long it's going to take me to do it, how long should it take me to do it, right? So she left us, and we've never really recovered. No, I'm just kidding.
So I think it separates people, I think, in the industry, though.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you're 75% of the time you got your self-discipline down, you're going to be successful. It's when it's less than that, and it's super hard to put on yourself to be 100%. Self-discipline is just like, doing what you planned out. If you don't even have the plan to start, you're already at zero. You're not going to make it.
Right. Well,
a little bit of a dislike because it's hard.
Right. But there's lots of likes. We know what we know what the positives are, right? There's always a lot more positives, right? Well, that's good. I'm glad you shed some light on that. So that's one of the things I never really thought of. So, as a business owner, what is the one best thing you did for your business that would help you grow and that helped you grow in the last few years?
Okay, so because we started Create Commercial in the past couple years, or past few years, I would say it's specializing, right?
Right.
And so going from, I actually started in business brokerage in 2012, okay, which is a true specialization, something completely different, but it requires the same real estate license, right? So I went through the same schooling, got the business background, and then started business brokerage, did that for a couple years, and then got recruited into residential real estate.
Yep.
And my background, really, my calling was commercial because the business background, the business brokerage background, the valuation background, you name it, right? The investor background, myself, we pulled that into the commercial side of the business. And I think specializing is probably one of the best things that I could have done. Now, is specializing for everybody? There's different segments. Within residential, there's specializations.
Right.
Within commercial, there's specializations. But probably the best thing I could have done to grow the business
was just
for
get
myself.
you into the commercial side. Right?
Yeah, and I would just, in general, specializing, I think, can be fruitful,
Right.
for people.
Yeah. And they say that's in any industry for that matter, right? If you can narrow down to certain specific things that you do and you do them very, very well, you almost feel like you're not working. It's easier.
Correct.
You're faster at it.
Yeah.
And you're usually more successful.
Yeah, if you can use your background,
Yep.
right? Something that you like to do as well,
Right.
and make money at it. Hello.
Yeah. So the commercial thing is definitely your thing for sure. We actually call it, do you know the nickname I have for you?
Oh, boy. I don't know what he's going to say.
Okay. I have a couple, but I'm just going to tell him about one.
Oh, God.
LOI Karen.
Oh, yeah. Send me an LOI. Write it up.
LOI, letters of intent. She loves letters of
Is
intent.
there an LOI on that?
I'm like, hey, I got this deal. I do a letter of intent. She says, I want to do it. I go ahead and do it.
Put it on the LOI.
Put it on the LOI. And I always miss like one or two things, but you never miss a thing. You never miss it. You're like, what if this happens? What about this? What about that? Put the deals together.
That's why you do an LOI, so that it's at least bullet points of the details, right?
Yep.
And things just don't get lost in translation.
Yep.
You got something that's going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's non-binding, but everyone's on the same page.
Right.
It'll save you later in the deal or when you're going to contract.
Right.
If you do the LOI.
Right. LOI. I learned a lot from Karen. Sometimes I want to skip it, but you can't. LOI Karen, thank you for that.
Thank you for
We know you also love
Thank
your
you for
spreadsheets.
understanding. Yes,
Yeah.
spreadsheets too.
Spreadsheets, right? You're definitely a spreadsheet person. We'll leave it at that. Inside joke. Anyway, if you could change one thing about the industry, what would it be? I'm sometimes scared to ask this question.
So mine's kind of general, but I think it's really, really important.
What?
I do. If I could change one thing, if I had a magic wand, okay, it would be that, and this is in many industries, but it's super important in real estate because we're affecting people's lives, okay, and their livelihood and where they live and things and what they do with their businesses. It would be it would be portraying information or opinions as facts. Okay. So what I mean by that is, let's talk, there's many examples. You can talk about interest rates, and everyone has an opinion on how interest rates or how certain property conditions can affect a deal or the industry, okay? Everyone has an opinion. But there is really, truly no one hard sentence fact that you can say one way or the other about either of those as an example. How do interest rates affect the industry? Okay, well, everyone has their opinions. However, when we talk to buyers and sellers or each other, sometimes it's carried out as a fact, right? Everyone wants to have the right answer, okay? There is no exact right answer, I don't think, to say when someone goes, what's going on with interest rates, okay? Because everyone's situation, first of all, is different.
Right.
You could never have one answer. So to me, when I see somebody in the industry getting asked a question and they have that one-liner perfect answer, I'm going, okay, but there's always
It doesn't necessarily, that answer doesn't pertain to every single situation, every
correct,
single
but
person.
then that person or buyer or seller who they told that information to as fact, it's like a game of telephone. They're going to go tell their neighbor. They're going to go tell somebody else, right? And then by the time it gets to the end, that opinionated fact has maybe turned into some hysteria of some sort that could have just all been done if we, as an industry, if we all agreed that there is no one right perfect answer for anything that affects the industry, or for something simple like, what's your answer when a roof is of a certain age? It could be different for every single situation. It doesn't always mean like, got to figure something out on this,
Right.
I think it's trusting your experience and your knowledge in this industry to be able to tell somebody that you maybe don't have the one-liner fact on something.
Well, the other thing too is that we're really just a conduit, right? So we're supposed to be transferring information from buyer to seller and vice versa. And we really should not be issuing our opinions unless we're asked, right? I mean, somebody could have just come out of a 12% interest rate in a hard money loan and the bank just approved them for 8.25 and you're over there, well, 8.25 is high and you're like, and the person's like, well, I'm just lowered my interest rate 4 points. I was in a hard money loan on my last deal. Now I just qualified for a real loan because my cash flow is good.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, if I can overcome I'm lowering my debt, right? My business is doing well. I can carry the debt. I have now I can take this particular interest write-off over 37 and a half years. And I can, it just depends. It's in business brokerage or commercial brokerage, there's all different things why people buy things. There's 1031 exchanges. There's some people need losses. Some people are getting tax credits for certain things that they do. So at the end of the day, really what happens is I see a lot of real estate agents, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but residential real estate agents that are trying to be commercial real estate agents, it's very, very tough, right? Yeah. And that goes back to the original thing with specializing, right? So there are things that we do in the commercial real estate business that some people don't know how to do. One of the things I love about Karen, and I'm probably going off another subject, is that every time we have a deal, whether it's a business deal or if it's just a building, you always underwrite it as if you were the lender.
Yep.
Right.
So from all angles, right?
I'll come to you and I'll be like, I've got this deal. It's $6 million. And you're like, you go through the whole thing and you're like, actually, I looked at the deal. It's 5.4 million with a 6.5 cap.
Yes.
And so what you'll do is you'll come in and kind of fact check me a little bit, right? Because I get excited about the things.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
We can get that money for this, but if somebody's going to buy SBA, it's only going to go through this. It's only going to get this much money. If somebody's going to do a 1031, we can probably get this much money. So we have a really good relationship where we bounce ideas off each other.
Right.
Sometimes I'm the positive one. Sometimes she's more positive.
Yeah.
But what I love about Karen is that she's a research Karen. She loves making sure that all of the things that we list are sellable.
Right.
And that we set the expectation for our clients because they're trusting us to sell their property.
Right.
They tell us they've got 3-4 months to sell it, 6 months to sell it. We have to deliver those results. And when we deliver those results, everybody's happy.
Right. And the listing looks different depending on their goals.
Yeah.
So we underwrite it for every situation.
Yeah.
Right. I like the word underwrite. He's being very kind in using that word.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I appreciate that.
And so, you know what? I have just learned a tremendous amount of stuff with Karen, having her with us for a dozen years. I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
You were with us on Vieira, then you went to US1. Now we're over here on the beach side.
Yep.
We are just thrilled to have you with us. I'm proud to have you as a partner. I love having you as a partner, and you make me look good.
Aw.
In more ways than one.
Likewise, I think we're doing this right. So
awesome.
I think we are, and I love it.
If you want to list your commercial property, or you're looking for property management, Karen D'Alberto is here to help. And what's better than an Italian to collect your rent?
What's better than one Italian?
Two Italians.
Two Italians.
All right. Thank you so much. Good having you here. We like to turn real estate agents into team leaders and team leaders into partners and brokerage owners here at Realty World Curry Properties. Until next time, this is Toast on the Coast.